Hey guys, DibtheAwesome here to give you another Monster Legends Guide, where we talk about monsters' moves, their stats, their kits, who to pair it up with, who to not pair it up with, and rune sets, all that jazz. Today we are looking at Totem. Totem is the new monster in the 72-hour event. I'm really excited for it. I'm gonna try my very best, very best to get this guy. Gonna be binge playing probably 2 nights for it, probably more likely. Hopefully I get them. It is gonna be really hard, but I hope I get them. So yeah, here are a few things you should know about Totem. Totem A, for just straight off the bat, this is his most important thing. Just straight off the bat, he's got the trait Artifact, which is immune to all status effects. He can't be burned, he can't be blind, he can't be insta-killed, he can't be anything. He's immune to all status effects. That is the first and foremost thing you have to realize with this monster. He's immune to damage over time. He's immune to blind. He's immune to everything. The second thing is um, he is a buffer. He's a supportive monster. Straight off the bat, it does not matter how low his power is. His power means nothing. Just take in mind his life and his speed. All right, so this guy has a speed of 28,651. This is a really nice power. And people also people compare him to Timerion. This guy functions way different than Timerion. In some cases, you may even like survive a Timerion encounter if you actually run this guy. I'll get to that later, but right now, all you need to know is this guy. I mean, like this guy's like people compare this guy to Timerion. This guy is not Timerion. He is his own monster. Timerion goes in his own category. Timerion is like stupid, just like, and people were like saying, "Oh, this guy is nothing like Timerion." Well, to be fair, Timerion is a completely different monster. No one can really surpass Timerion in terms of supportiveness. Obviously, Timerion is better since you got the AOE cooldown reduction or AOE cooldown activated. That's the most broken thing. That's honestly the most broken thing in the entire game. Just to completely remove the whole entire. I mean, like have everything on cooldown on the enemy team. They might as well be dead at that point. They might as well be stunned for 4 turns. They may as well be stunned for 3 turns. It is just too powerful of a move. It makes the enemy only use single target attacks, at which point you can just use space time or stop time or like loop damage, and you just have great like secured, like just great like protection and stuff like that. Uh, but I think okay, this takes for some. No, this is like I'll get to this later. But I think this monster is really great. When you're controlling it, and I think sometimes you can actually counter things that have Timerion, and I'll get to that in a second. But right now, all you need to know is like he's not like completely broken as time. He's nowhere near as broken as Timerion. There's just nothing that can compare like you know as broken. There's no better support than Timerion. The fact that he just can shut down the buffs and everything is just too strong. All that jazz. uh, but yeah, we're going down to his speed. His speed is 3,454. This is a really nice speed, and you might want to take advantage of the speed. I know it's not the highest speed in the magic category. There's like several monsters that are faster than this thing. I think it might share the same speed as like Gallant. I don't know if it shares the same speed. I think Galante is still faster. I think it's maybe shares things like Egg Eater. Egg Eater might be faster. I don't know, but it does share this. It does share the same speed in the magic category. That's a great. That's a pretty. It is a pretty high speed too. Keep that in mind. It is a pretty high speed. It's just not higher than everyone else's that are in the magic category. But it is a pretty decent speed. And also keep in mind he does have artifacts, so you don't have to worry about being possessed or anything. He does have He does have somewhat of an advantage over the magic monsters in terms of not being affected by status effects, which is pretty nice. It can also like help defend your monsters when they need it to. Again, I'll get that into a sec later. Another thing with this guy is specific partners is key with this guy. If you have these specific monsters with some good runes, odds are you're going to win the game because you're going to have really good base stats. And this guy is really buffer of stats. This is the first monster in Monster Legends that buffs base stats. Uh, I don't know if there was anything that doubled stamina or something like that, but this guy increases base stats. Okay, I'll get to this right now. So yeah, this guy has this guy has no damaging moves. If anything, he has a move that reduces like life and power and stuff like that. But yeah, okay. So this is Husi's skill. It increases target's damage by 6%. For 3 turns. I just wanted to say that because I did say this guy's a buffer, so he has a little red mark. I'm actually curious to see if this can actually stack with other stuff, which would be really interesting. But yeah, so far this doesn't seem too helpful. I mean, like with these 2 skills, it's not obviously it's the first set of skills, so they're not going to be anything too special. Cursed Idol. This increases all ally speed by 7% for 6 turns. I don't know why it's this small of a buff. I mean, at least it's 7%. That's nice. So maybe if you were like losing like the speed war with the magic monster, this can come in handy. Or just like you're just slower in general. I mean, like it just increases all the base speed of all the monsters. It's basically an AoE team buff rune or a team speed rune, which is pretty nice. VV Magic, this increases all allies' damage and stamina by 6%, 3 turns. I don't know if this is too helpful. 6% doesn't seem much. There's probably a better version than this. Increases target stamina by 50% for 3 turns. This would be good for Mercurius, if you know what Mercurius is. Not many people think this would be good for like Voltic. But honestly, if you have like, I'd say that it only uses only ever use this move for monsters that are gonna live for a really long time, and have like the spammable moves to do so. Like again with like Atlas, you could use this on Atlas, but then again it might not even matter because Atlas will just pub stomp everything when you buff him. I'll get to that in a bit. But this is a maybe move. I wouldn't say it's the for sure move you should run. Sweet Loha increases all ally stamina by 15% for 3 turns. I don't think this is worth it. Don't use the skill. Increases target's life by 54% for 3 turns. All right, so this is the part where it gets interesting. This is the how. Remember when I said this guy can potentially save people? This is why. All right, so first off, you want for your attacker, you want a monster with really nice base life, just straight up the bat. I mean, like it can really take advantage of this life buff specifically. I know, like the lower level life monsters could also use this buff, but honestly, you want to use this on mostly like really tanky attackers like Atlas or like. I don't know, like, Will Razorface would love this buff too. I might actually be able to switch my life rune out with a speed rune for Will Razorface, simply because of this move. I wouldn't be too against the idea of that. No, just to make it more tanky. Just in general. This move can actually save you from Timerion shit. Because obviously you're walking around with 54% more life. So let's say if you're in a situation where there's loop damage, and you're just using straight up flat damage, and you have like no buffs too. Keep in mind this. Okay, I'm also gonna say Totem's also for really high level players or players that have really high level strength runes. Let's say in a situation where you have a situation where you need to get rid of Timerion, just have to. He's just like you just got rid of a monster and there's just 2 monsters left, but you really need to get rid of Timerion. If you use Wanga Gift and your attacker goes, you can burst him down and you don't have to worry about being bursted down yourself. If that's the situation, because you have Wanga Gift, so you have 54% more life, so you have a much more higher tolerance for damage, obviously. This guy's also really good for filling in runes you wanted to put on your monster, but you never got the chance to. I think with this guy's buff, it's around like a level 5 rune at least, with all these single buffs. And keep in mind, they're also spammable buffs, so you can just easily spread it around. So you probably want to take advantage of that, and by shoving full speed runes on this thing, it wouldn't be a bad idea. Uh, I think it'd be one worth doing. Uh, but you can again, you can mess around with you can mess around with the runes too with this monster. You can do like team runes because this guy can do AOE buffs too. Uh, all right, so we're like I think this one was the AOE. This guy has an AOE reduction of power, life, and I think it was stamina too. Uh, Honestly, I just go with the straight up one, or you can do the AOE one. I don't know if they like. I don't know if they can stack. If they do stack, you might want to look into that. That might be really important. But yeah, this is. But anyway, you want Wanga Gift. That's totally something you should invest in. Uh, this is Mahu Mojo. You want this move too. You definitely need this move. This increases target's damage by 48% for 6 turns. Keep in mind it's a spammable move too, and it goes on for 6 turns. Uh, these buffs last forever, honestly. Uh, it's just gonna be throughout the game. Keep in mind, and it's just gonna be there until he actually dies. This buff won't go away. It just won't heal. It'll just be constantly out there. Uh, and you can actually like if you wanted to like if you wanted to do this, you could actually like you could do the extra guy build, with 1 strength, 1 life, and 1 speed. Just a dual bout of anything, and this totem guy here can fill in the runes that the other space of runes that you usually want. So in this case, usually like if you do the extra guy build, you obviously want to use Mahu Mojo to fill in the power you're missing, which is really nice. He can really fill in the gaps with this move. It's a really nice move. I like this move. I like the possibilities with this guy. I like the fact that he can do different things. Like he's just really versatile, and that's what I really like about it. I hope you can stack. I hope you can actually stack the buffs. That'd be really nice. So here we got the AOE life. I actually am wondering if like maybe it does like an order thing. Maybe you do like the hoodoo trance and then maybe Wanga Gift, because this is. I mean, like it does seem to. I wonder if it does. Maybe it doesn't actually counteract. Maybe you can actually just do it whatever. I hope it's like that. I hope you can actually like use any like order you want and it'll stay there. I think that would be really great with this guy. I don't know how useful this one will play off because I don't know how much 16% really is. I don't know if it's too much. But hey, extra life is extra life, which is really nice. Let's see here. I think this one is gonna be his single target one. It's either this one's gonna be his single target one or is this one. But I do recommend you run at least one of these two. Or you probably might want to do occult juju, or just the AOE one. Just that way you have reduced life, power, and everything on everything else. So that might not be a bad thing to invest in. And the Rites of Vodun. Increases all allies' damage by 16% for 6 turns. Not too sure how good this is. But yeah, here's my recommended set. I do recommend you one Wanga Gift. I do recommend you one Mahu Mojo. And honestly, the rest is really up to you. Because I really don't know. Because you also want the percentage thing too. One of the percentage things, maybe the AOE one, just so you have an effect on everyone. But you do want to run one of the like the debuffs or something like that. Or you could probably run all the status ones again. You can just have them go full ally supportive, or you can have them do a mix. It's totally up to you. Either way, I think this monster is gonna work out really nice. A lot of people say he's not necessary because of like double damage and stuff like that. If he does work, in all honesty, if he does work like how I'm thinking he works, if combined with like things like so like with this like Oko Juju with the negative 16%, plus like if there's like dazing, if you're like the enemy's dazed, if they're poisoned, I mean like there's just the power debuff stacks. I'm actually wondering if you actually can pair it up with Timerion. I actually wonder if that can be a thing. because if you think about it, because with Timerion, he can obviously just cooldowns activated, stop time, just keep damage off your allies. This guy can just buff both Timerion and his life. He can just stay out there longer. He can. I think he can use his moves on himself. So you should take that into account. He can actually walk around with 54% life. And his stamina costs aren't too bad actually. His stamina costs are pretty legit. I think that the only ones that are like really heavy are his AoE buffs. But his single target ones seem pretty alright. And between like the support of Timerion and this guy here, I don't think the attacker will die anytime soon. The only way this is the only way this is really countered is stamina drain. Really, that's the only way you're ever gonna not be able to do anything, is if you're stamina drained, which is a really bummer. But yeah, this is all. I think that's all that really needs to be said about Totem. If I need to like defend this guy more, I will. In terms of like usage, not many people see this guy as being too useful. I think we should just wait and see on that. Not many people. I mean, like many people just go straight to the judgment that this thing's terrible. I think we should at least wait because nobody really has this monster yet. If they do, they bought it early. I guess that's fine. It's not. Yeah, it's fine, I guess. But yeah, this monster is very versatile. He's very. I like to see where this goes. I like to see like if this guy's paired up with Timerion, it's not gonna look. I mean, like it's not gonna be a pretty time. Since both of them are immune to all status effects in the game, Totem can just increase lives of all the monsters. So it's gonna be a really hectic time. I can't imagine the attacker actually being a healer like Kukan, with the AOE heals. It's just gonna be a lot of healing, a lot of healing. A lot of recovery. I think. Oh dang! I actually think that's a really good combination. That's actually really good. I didn't even think about that. With all the healing, like AOE healings, or just in general, like Cyan Nutra. I would think that's really broken. There's so much healing, man. You gotta think about. You really have to think about this stuff. Certain monsters work with certain situations, and I think this monster really shines in competitive play in late game. I bet this monster in late game is phenomenally well. Granted, yeah, he doesn't give like shields, but he does, base health. Obviously, a life rune always helps in the end, just to survive through common attacks and stuff like that. So yeah, that's all you really need to say about Totem. Totem's a really awesome monster. Try to get him in the event if you can. He's totally worth it. I'm for sure of that. I believe that anyway. I believe he should deserves a chance to be tested, or at least given a shot. I'm DibtheAwesome. I'll catch you guys later.